to the game of Blockheads. If it loads. It may take a bit to load. Takes a bit. So in Blockheads, it's kind of like Minecraft in a very sense, but a bit of more of like a management game. You gain first off your first blockhead when you first start playing. This blockhead will start off with a flint shovel, and a basket. This basket also 5 food of a certain food. Like sometimes it could be apples, it could be corn, it could be oranges, cherries, and it also could be carrots. And that's about it. Well, with this, your first bet is you're going to want to gain dirt first. Now that is your first bet. You're going to want to get dirt and flint. With that dirt and flint, you're going to want to get enough to make an axe. So you're going to want to make... Oh, here it is loading. You're going to want to make an axe. So you're going to want to get a tree so that you can... So, this is a world I've already actually been developing. This is my first world. Not my first time playing the game, though. So, first off, we create an offline world. It could be one of these, but for better loading, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to call it, I'm just going to call it what my character is. Sorry if you can hear the tapping. It's one thing about my device is... Why world. I don't know why. Okay, so normal extra mode. I do not recommend extra mode if you're playing for the first time in this game. Survival mode. I'm not gonna get custom rules, but it is not recommended that you play with the I'm gonna turn off the music after this. But it's not recommended that you play with hard mode because, frankly, it is extremely harder to actually gain resources a lot of the time. So let's just randomize my eyes. Skip tutorial. I skipped the tutorial because I actually don't have to go through this because the tutorial came way after I first started playing, so I had to figure everything out on my own. Okay, we'll go with Christian. Customize him a bit like his hair color. Okay, where are we? So I want to go orange and darken a bit. Okay. Next, we want to do his face type. I usually like this one. Clothes, I don't care if they're red. Oh, dang it. Well, that was my own screw up. Okay. Randomize. So when I first originally started, you had to... Well, you can randomize, but... I randomized to get the skin color, but... I missed it. I could go with this guy. William. Okay, so... When I first started, you can actually choose the color of... Yeah, you couldn't really choose the color of your hair, I don't think. You had to, randomize to get what you wanted. And that was basically the gist of it. You had to randomize everything you got. But eventually they added the customization mode, so that's nice. Okay. This is going to be CTM. Okay, apparently you don't hold it. Okay, just CTM. So, we warp in CTM. I got a pretty good spawn. So you start with a flint spade, a basket, as you can see, and some 5 oranges I gained. Now, I need to earn 50 time crystals and 5 apples. I spawned between... Spawned between 2 pine cone trees, which gives me advantage on wood. Now, I gotta find flint. So first off, I can now make a workbench. So this is where you're going to gain all of your, what you need to make the other benches to continue on. This game also kind of added a lot of ads. So right now I'm actually adding music. Give me low, but not on that much. So with this, we start with our workbench. Hold up. Okay, so like I was saying, where am I? Okay, I accidentally far. I actually hit something. So what I was saying was that I have an advantage on wood. Now, one thing I do have to find, and that is flint. Flint is your major resource in this game, at least in the beginning. So, first off, I'm gonna need. So, here's the thing. The reason I say get an axe first is because of these tall trees. If you have a pine tree, I recommend an axe. But if you're dealing with, let's say, you don't really have that many trees, you have like food resource trees. Like, first off, a good thing is actually establishing food first. So, being that most of the trees around me aren't food based, oh, here we go, an orange based one, and actually flint over there. So, first things first is we're going to want to get more of that flint, so I'll go for the surface level flint. There. Now will be able to make a workbench, but I can now make a tool bench. Now, a crafting bench allows you to make more baskets, which with each basket you gain 4 slots. I forgot the actual number. So with 4 slots, that's 7 of them. 7 times 4. Anyways, with the tool bench, I can now make myself an axe. Let me get that off the screen for a minute. So, think about it. 4 times 7, because that's the actual number of slots you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why can't I? It's 28. Why couldn't I think of that? So you have 28 slots once you are able to craft baskets. The reason I'm mentioning an axe instead of there's 2 strategies to start the game. First, you either make a flint machete or you make an axe. So first, it's the question of which you start with. So you start with the shovel. If you start with food trees, I recommend the machete because that will be, you should probably keep those resources safe and sound and not do anything to them. Versus, the pine trees. Seeing as how the pine trees are actually good for, or maple trees are good for gaining wood. I'll cut this all the way down to the base. So the thing I should probably start once he gets down is to make a woodwork bench. Woodwork bench is going to be where you make your doors and everything in before you gain iron or anything. So the first few materials you're going to find is clay, flint, dirt, sticks, wood, and stone are going to be your basic materials that you need for at least to start. You're going to need clay for killing a lot of sticks to make your fire, to make torches. There's going to be like a lot of stuff that you need. Clay, like I said, is going to be needed for killing. Also, if you want to make a brick house, you need that. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to make what I call the hidey hole. A hidey hole is just like this, basically. I make this kind of thing, then I make a bed, because it's highly likely my character will actually be tired before I can get done with this day at making a house. So the hidey hole, I'm going to, hold up. Sorry about that. I just turned off auto-rotate. So, with the wooden bench now, my character is going to get very tired soon. And I'm not going to be able to build him a shelter, as your characters actually need food, sleep, and if they're not happy, they'll work slower. So right now, this dirt hovel will do me at least some good to let him rest for a bit. Now, I've been building a place I call the cellar. It's like where you make a small base on top, and then you have this little cellar down below to place all the let's cut that. To place all your chests. Now, I start with 3 chests when I first start this. I start with a random resource chest, which is basically wood, dirt, stone, flint, clay. I have a food chest, which is my second chest, which holds any food I gain so I can feed him. And the third chest is any craftables. I crafted nothing that I can gain naturally. Like, let's say I have a water bucket or a tin bucket. And I then would put it in that category. Take out my wood. Grab the... Okay, as I have this, I can make myself another basket. That now ups my carrying capacity. That being said, now that I have a carrying capacity higher... Okay, so right now it's dark, so I am exposed to the elements. I could grab those other sticks. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is kind of build this kind of... Oops. Okay, so what I'm going to do is build this tiny little crafting station area. This will keep me from being exposed to the... Whoops. To the elements. So, yeah. So first off, my best bet is to start building the home. I don't have much wood, so it's best to chop down these. Also, warning. I know of all the plants that spawn on enemies and things. So, one thing with pine cones is the pine cones will spawn what is called the black bears. The black bears will attack you from trees. It takes 2 flint machete hits to kill. Other weapons might take 3. And you take damage from each hit that was unsuccessful to kill. Okay, so it actually takes a bit to... This thing is going to be in my way. Thank you. Okay, now if I make a door, I can get him out of here. So, yeah. That's the thing. It's the fact matter is, I know, okay, so you need apples to spawn dodos. You need cactus seeds. I don't know what they're actually called. But the cactus seeds to spawn scorpions, which make poison, which make the golden bow. With that being said, now that I have this axe, I can actually chop down this wooden thing. And honestly, I'm gonna make the flint pickaxe. Now the reason I'm making a flint, actually, oops. Just let's. I don't want to waste any of my tools on this. Ah, thank you. That food will become a plant. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here for now. This is what I'll have to do till I can build my house up. Now I'm probably gonna build a fire first, and with this also build a flint machete. Reason why is you can't gain sticks. How do you gain sticks is each item gives you 3 of what it can mine, except for when it comes to stone. So you only gain 1 stone per each one you mine. The same thing goes with limestone. With trees, if you don't mine with an axe, you gain 1, but with trees, you gain 3 wood each time you hit it with an axe. Well, after it gets cut down. Every time you cut it down with an axe, each of the blocks that you've hit with your axe to cut it down, you gain 3. Same thing with the leaves. You gain 3 sticks. So this thing would be, let's say if we calculated 4 of them, that'd be 12 sticks, and 3 of those things, that'd be... Okay. Anyways. I just said the wrong. It'd be 16 sticks, and it would be 12 wood. Anyways. So the one thing I'm gonna definitely gotta stop doing that. The one thing you definitely have to watch out for mostly, the world isn't that very dangerous. I mean, your most likely problem is going to be food in the beginning. Don't hit that. Reason for that is most likely you're not going to have a lot of places that give out food. Oh, also, a new update to this game that they actually added on this was before I was start playing, is they added that now food can give you energy. It used to be you had to just drink coffee to gain energy. But yeah, there's just been a lot of updates from when I first started, but I basically threw them all. So now that I have 62 wood, I should probably build a floor. So let's first build our 3 chests. This should allow me to... 3. 3. Okay, so these 3 chests should allow me to keep going. So I will have 3 chests. It's gonna like it. Now I actually haven't seen an ad, except for the first, which is actually pretty nice because sometimes this game can get really addy. So what they did with this game, and kind of have to explain it, is it used to be with servers you use your time crystals to start a server and use it. So time crystals can either be bought by money or hitting that free button to gain 20 by watching or 50 by liking them on Facebook, and I think 30 or 50 from following them on something. And so, with that being said, people can farm these, gain the crystals, and you could make your server. Now, other people can go to that same server and then add crystals to it to up the time period that you have for the server to be open. There was also a thing called hype. So right now, what I'm playing in is the HD version. It used to be that it cost you $2.99 to buy it, but they actually gave it to you for free. But with that free, they gave you ads that'll pop up randomly. So the fact that I haven't gotten an ad yet is actually pretty promising. Now the thing is, when I first started the game, my first thought process was immediately to get that stone, not build what I actually do nowadays. But I definitely do have to gain that stone before I actually start. I really do need that stone though. Oh, also, plants can vary. The bigger the plant, the more resources it gains. Now, I haven't actually figured out that system, but basically, I haven't figured out what to give, but I know the bigger plants give more resources. I need to make some more baskets. 2 more should suffice for now. Okay, so I'm gonna. How much power do I have? 23. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually make this right now. So what we're gonna need is about action for a bit. I need torches. At least 2. They should help. And after that, I'm gonna. Oops. Okay, I'm screwing this up. Okay. Cook that, then remove it, because that tree can catch on fire. I'll have to cut down that tree. Just don't want that catching on fire. Okay. Get rid of the tree. Now we can have this. Alright. So I don't really have that much of a house right now, as I've only gotten the crafting area done. I'm gonna build the wood floor. So the thing is that I'm in the early stages where you're first gaining stone and building your house. Now, when I gain 5 apples, 50 time crystals, either by finding, I do recommend, in all honesty, watching the ads for time crystals versus buying or searching for them, because of one factor. You can buy them and it will cost you money, yes. I don't know the actual numbers, because I never looked into it, but it will cost you money. The other one, time crystals, they only give 3 per mining, and the only way you can up that is to gain a pickaxe. Like it goes amethyst, sapphire, emerald, ruby, diamond. It goes 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then 10 times. It goes up by 2. 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, 10 times. So your first thing you're going to get is the amethyst one, because being said, you are going to make an amethyst portal, which is 20 crystals, and then you need 5 amethysts, which are sometimes hard to find, depending on how your world actually spawned. So with this world, it's highly likely I can find some. So I think today, right now, today and as in the game's day, I'm going to actually focus on building the house. Now, I'm going to actually do what I usually do, which is build a wooden ladder, and let's build a trapdoor. So we're going to need that. And so first things first is we're going to build a house, because we're going to need it to continue our operation. We're going to need first to mine this stone, since this is probably the closest stone in game. Now, I don't know if I will actually find any cave trolls or anything like that. Recommending cave trolls, get an armor bench first. That takes, I think, either 5 tin or 1 tin or something like that. But it takes some amount of resources to do it. Now I make my trapdoor. Here we go. Trapdoor. Also, sorry for the clicking. I do this game on Android right now because I don't have an Apple. And with Android, I can only record the outside sound. Okay. I need to just increase this by 1 more. Because of the fact of the matter that if I don't, the door will actually block this. So I don't know where my characters actually. Let's see. 3. I need 3 more. 2 more. Oh yeah, 3 more. I'm right. Okay. Sorry about this. Oh, also, doing what I'm doing right now is actually more tiring on your character than anything else, because your character is actually climbing instead of what I should be doing is using my ladder. So, yeah. Okay. Go build a door. Anyways, looking at it, I should probably put 1, 2, 3. So, looking at it from this thing. Okay, so explaining this is that the fact of the matter is, there are also actually some pretty cool things you could do here. For instance, there are some North South Pole items that I've not gained all of them. I think the most I've gained is the fruit head. Was it? I don't remember the actual name, but it's a fruit hat, basically. And so let's see. How tired are you? He's very tired. He's going to sleep. So usually I do refrain from gaining any food except for these things in the beginning. I mean, I kind of